Welcome back. Hi, Yara. I hope you had a great day today, and I hope you're excited to come see what we're reading tonight. You can get this book out of the library if you want to read along with me because you're such a good reader now. Tonight's story, now I'm just going in order of the book in the chapters. So the next chapter is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I don't know if we've ever told that story. I don't know if you know that story, but it is a good one. So let's read. Once upon a time, there was a papa bear, a mama bear, and a baby bear. Although most bears prefer to live in caves by themselves, this family lived together in a quaint treehouse in the middle of the woods. The house was rather small for bears of their size, but they found it perfectly accommodating. That's a very big word, accommodating, for making you comfortable. If you accommodate someone, you make them comfortable because you provide them what they need. So they found it just perfect for what they needed. Like most families, each bear was different and had his or her own unique set of comforts. So everybody in your family, we have a big family, don't we? Some of us eat meat, some of us don't eat meat, some of us like football, some of us don't like football, some of us like reading, some of us don't like reading. We all have different, we don't have to be the same to love each other or be a family. We can have different things that we like. In the sitting room, each bear had a special chair. Papa Bear sat in a wooden rocking chair by the fireplace. Mama Bear enjoyed a cushioning armchair by the window like mine. Baby Bear had a small chair just his size near his big toy chest. At night, when the bears went to bed, they slept in three very different beds. Papa Bear had a big bed with a stiff mattress. Mama Bear liked to sleep in a medium sized bed with lots of feather pillows, soft and fluffy like a cloud. Baby Bear slept in a smaller bed that matched his height and width perfectly, kind of like a crib, I'm thinking. One morning, Papa Bear made his family porridge for breakfast, like oatmeal is what I always thought porridge was. He poured the porridge into three separate bowls, and the bears sat around the kitchen table to enjoy it. It was rare that the family agreed upon something, but as they each took their first bite of breakfast, they all agreed it was too hot, just came off the stove. Why don't we go for a walk outside while we wait for our porridge to cool off? Papa Bear suggested. It's been a while since we had a proper family outing, so they're going to all go as a family and take a little walk in the woods in the morning. Mama Bear and Baby Bear thought this was an excellent idea, so the family went for a short stroll through the woods while their food cooled off. Also taking a walk in the woods that day was a little girl from the nearby village. Her name was Goldilocks because her beautiful golden curls, locks, they're golden. It's a wonder Goldilocks didn't cross paths with the bears because she came upon the treehouse shortly after the bears left it. She'd never seen a house like it before. Goldilocks was a very curious little girl. She wanted to know what's in that, what's up there, even though it maybe not safe. She's just so curious. She wants to know what it is. She was a very curious little girl and had never encountered a strange place she didn't want to explore. That sounds like a little girl I know, always up for an adventure. So she knocked on the door to ask if she could come inside. She gave the door a sturdy knock, and to her surprise, it swung right open. The bears had forgotten to lock the door on their way out. Hello, is anyone home? Goldilocks called into the empty treehouse, but all she heard was her own voice echoing back at her. Hello, is anyone home? When no one answered, Goldilocks decided to give herself a tour. She just let herself in these other people's houses. Don't do that. The aroma of fresh porridge led her to the kitchen, and she saw the three bowls laid out on the table. Porridge, my favorite, Goldilocks exclaimed. The little girl had worked up such an appetite while walking through the woods that she forgot all her manners. She's just gone into these people's houses and she's eating their food. She'd get arrested now. She picked up a spoon and tasted Papa Bear's porridge without asking. It was so warm it burned her tongue. This porridge is much too hot, Goldilocks said. She scooted over and took a bite of Mama Bear's porridge. It was much closer to the window and had cooled off so much it hardly tasted like porridge at all. Oh, this porridge is much too cold, Goldilocks said. Then she slid down. It's like she's at the counter and she's on bar stools. She slid down to the next spot and tried Baby Bear's porridge. The little girl smiled because, in her opinion, it was exactly how porridge should taste. This porridge is just right, Goldilocks said. And in my story, and it's going to tell her, it's going to say that she ate the Baby Bear's porridge until the bowl was empty. There she is. Why do all the children in these stories look like middle-aged people? Can you see there? The 3 bowls of porridge. When she finished, she looked for a place to sit down while her stomach settled. She went into the sitting room and took a seat in Papa Bear's rocking chair. It was so solid it hurt her bottom to sit on it. This rocking chair is much too hard, Goldilocks said. She hopped down from the rocking chair and sat in Mama Bear's armchair. It was so soft, she sank right into it. This armchair is much too soft. It's like her feet go up, right? This armchair is much too soft, Goldilocks said. It took a moment for the little girl to climb off the seat. Once she recovered, she sat down in Baby Bear's chair. The young bear's chair was just what Goldilocks was looking for. This chair is just right, she said happily. Goldilocks leaned back in the chair and it suddenly crumbled underneath her. She broke it. It's not her chair and she broke it. Before she knew it, the little girl found herself on the floor. Goldilocks had never broken a chair before, so it was quite a shock. I must have eaten more porridge than I thought, she said. It's just the chair was probably weak and wobbly. Since the chairs weren't up to her standards, Goldilocks decided to take a rest on a bed. She has just taken over this whole house, isn't she? Besides, after a long day of walking through the woods and exploring strange houses, she was ready for a nap. She went to the bear's bedroom and lay down in Papa Bear's bed. This bed is much too firm, Goldilocks said. She hopped off and tried Mama Bear's bed next. Just like the armchair, the bed was so soft that Goldilocks sank down and had trouble getting out of it. Well, this bed is much too lumpy, Goldilocks said. All that was left in the bedroom was Baby Bear's bed. She sat on it first to make sure it would hold her weight. When it seemed sturdy enough to lie on, Goldilocks crawled under the covers and got comfortable. Oh, like you're going to do, get all cozy under the covers. This bed is just right, the little girl said, yawning. The very moment she closed her eyes, Goldilocks fell into a deep sleep. The family of bears soon returned home from their walk in the woods. The bears were cheerful until they saw that their door was wide open. That's funny. I don't remember leaving the door open, Mama Bear said. We must have an intruder, Papa Bear growled. The bears charged into the house to find the trespasser. A trespasser is somebody who passes into land that's not theirs. So that's what Goldilocks had done. She was a trespasser. They searched the kitchen first, but found nothing unusual beyond an empty bowl of porridge. Someone ate my breakfast, Baby Bear said. The 3 bears looked in the sitting room next, but all they found was the broken chair. Someone broke my chair, Baby Bear said with a sniffle. There was only one place left to look. Papa Bear led the way into the bedroom with his claws raised, not knowing who or what they'd find. Someone's sleeping in my bed, Baby Bear cried, and it's a girl. The bears were surprised that a little girl had caused such a mess. They gathered around the bed and stared down at the sleeping child, feeling as if she were being watched. Goldilocks awoke to see the bears surrounding her. Can you imagine waking up and these bears are around you? She let out a scream that was so high-pitched, the 3 bears covered their ears. High pitches, I can't do it. Yara, you can do a high-pitched scream. Don't do it now, it'll scare your mother. But it's really high. Goldilocks ran from the bedroom, through the sitting room, past the kitchen, and out the door as fast as she could. The 3 bears chased the little girl into the woods until they were certain she would never come back to their treehouse. Oh, there they are running. I like their treehouse, don't you? Let me see. There we go. They're running. The little girl had learned some valuable lessons the hard way. She never ate someone's porridge, sat in someone's chair, slept in someone's bed, or entered someone's house without permission ever again. She was lucky those bears didn't gobble her up, because all our other stories, the wolf gobbled the pigs and people are dying left and right. And so this is actually, and it doesn't say they lived happily ever after, but this is actually a happily ever after one. Well, I enjoyed reading to you again today. I hope your reading is getting better and better and better. And soon you're going to be reading stories to me. So have a sleepy, quiet, perfect dreams. Let go of all the worries. That's Yoko saying hello to you. Say hello to, say goodbye, good night to all the worries of the day. Have everything ready for school tomorrow if you have school tomorrow. Hi, Yoko. Hi, Yara. She doesn't know you're not here. She just hears me talking to somebody. Okay, so those of you that have joined along, if you're an English second language learner, this is a great way to learn stories and fables. They're fun. They've got a lot of descriptive words, and they're part of the American folklore. So it's a good practice. And if you haven't subscribed, do that so we can keep growing. And if you have subscribed, thank you. So we'll just keep building. And what do I say, Yara? I will read to you next time. See you. Sweet dreams.